prepare for the Washington, D.C. Masters exam, firstly, study the D.C. Masters Handbook thoroughly. This is the official guide to the exam, providing information on content, format, and scoring. Secondly, enroll in a prep course. If possible, find a prep course specifically tailored to the D.C. Masters exam. These courses can provide structured materials, practice questions, and expert guidance. Thirdly, join a study group. Study with other candidates or colleagues who are also preparing for the exam. This can provide motivation, accountability, and the opportunity to share knowledge and tips. Fourthly, practice regularly. The exam is comprehensive, covering multiple domains of electrical knowledge. Take practice exams or study questions to improve your timing, accuracy, and problem-solving skills. Fifthly, focus on codes and standards. The exam emphasizes the National Electrical Code, known as the NEC, and other relevant codes and standards. Make sure you have a strong understanding of these regulations. Sixthly, manage your time wisely. The exam is timed, so it is crucial to allocate your time effectively. Prioritize questions and focus on areas where you are most confident first. Seventhly, do not guess. There is a penalty for incorrect answers, so only answer questions that you are sure of. If you do not know the answer, move on and come back to it later. For master prep courses in the Maryland and DC area, consider these options. Capital Electrical Training Center, located in Bethesda, Maryland, offers a comprehensive DC Masters Exam Prep course. DC Electrical Exam Prep, located in Washington, D.C., provides online and in-person prep courses specifically designed for the D.C. Masters exam. ETI Education, located in Baltimore, Maryland, offers a D.C. Masters exam prep course as part of their electrical technology program. Maryland Institute of Technology, located in Linthicum Heights, Maryland, may offer a D.C. Masters exam prep course as part of their electrical engineering technology program. The Virginia Community College System, with various locations, may offer D.C. Masters exam prep courses at some of their campuses. It is critical to understand the NEC, or National Electrical Code. The NEC is a comprehensive set of standards that govern the safe installation of electrical wiring and equipment. It is updated every 3 years, so it is important to use the latest edition. Some key areas covered by the NEC include general requirements for electrical installations, wiring methods, overcurrent protection, grounding and bonding, equipment for general use, special occupancies, special equipment, and communication systems. Understanding grounding and bonding is crucial. Grounding and bonding are essential for electrical safety. Grounding provides a path for fault current to return to the source, tripping the overcurrent protective device and preventing electrical shock. Bonding connects all non-current carrying metal parts to create a low impedance path for fault current. Article 250.4 of the NEC covers general requirements for grounding and bonding. Proper sizing of conductors is very important. Conductors must be sized correctly to carry the intended load without overheating. The ampacity of a conductor is the maximum current it can carry continuously under specific conditions of use without exceeding its temperature rating. NEC Table 310.15b16 provides ampacity ratings for conductors based on insulation type and temperature rating. Correction and adjustment factors must be applied to the ampacity ratings in NEC Table 310.15b16 based on ambient temperature and the number of current carrying conductors in a raceway or cable. Overcurrent protection prevents overloads and short circuits. Overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses, are designed to protect conductors and equipment from overcurrent conditions. The overcurrent protective device must be sized to protect the conductor it is intended to protect. NEC Section 240.4b provides specific rules for overcurrent protection of conductors. Understanding voltage drop is crucial for proper performance. Voltage drop is the decrease in voltage along a conductor due to its impedance and the current flowing through it. Excessive voltage drop can cause equipment to malfunction. NEC Informational Note Number 2 to Section 210.19 AM provides guidelines for voltage drop in branch circuits. It is also crucial to understand wiring methods. The NEC specifies various wiring methods for different applications. Common wiring methods include rigid metal conduit, intermediate metal conduit, electrical metallic tubing, flexible metal conduit, non-metallic conduit, and cable wiring. Each wiring method has its own requirements and limitations. Understanding equipment for general use such as switches, receptacles, and lighting fixtures is very important. The NEC provides requirements for the installation and use of various types of electrical equipment. This includes switches, receptacles, lighting fixtures, appliances, and motors. NEC Article 400 covers flexible cords and cables. Special occupancies such as hazardous locations and healthcare facilities require special considerations. The NEC has specific requirements for electrical installations in special occupancies such as hazardous locations, healthcare facilities, and places of assembly. These requirements are designed to protect people and property from electrical hazards. NEC Article 500 covers hazardous locations. Special equipment such as elevators and electric signs need to be understood. The NEC has specific requirements for the installation and use of special equipment such as elevators, electric signs, and swimming pools. These requirements are designed to ensure the safe operation of the equipment. NEC Article 600 covers electric signs and outline lighting. You need to also understand communication systems. The NEC covers the installation of communication systems such as telephone, cable television, and data networks. These systems must be installed in accordance with the NEC to prevent electrical hazards. NEC Article 800 covers communications circuits. Also, it is important to familiarize yourself with the NEC definitions. The NEC contains many definitions of terms used throughout the code. Understanding these definitions is essential for interpreting and applying the code correctly. NEC Article 100 contains definitions. Practice with sample questions from previous exams to familiarize yourself with the format and content of the exam. There are many resources available online and in libraries that provide sample questions. Join online forums and discussion groups to connect with other candidates and share information and tips. Consider taking a practice exam under timed conditions to simulate the actual exam experience. Review your answers to the practice exam and identify areas where you need to improve. Focus your studies on the areas where you are weakest. Get plenty of rest before the exam. Being well rested will help you focus and perform your best. Eat a healthy meal before the exam. This will provide you with the energy you need to stay focused. Arrive at the exam site early. This will give you time to relax and get settled before the exam begins. Read each question carefully before answering. Make sure you understand what the question is asking before you select an answer. Manage your time wisely. Do not spend too much time on any one question. If you are unsure of the answer to a question, move on and come back to it later. Check your answers carefully before submitting the exam. Make sure you have answered all of the questions and that you have not made any mistakes. Do not be afraid to ask for help if you need it. The exam proctors are there to help you. Stay calm and focused. The exam can be stressful, but it is important to stay calm and focused. If you start to feel overwhelmed, take a few deep breaths and relax. Remember that you have prepared for this exam and you are capable of passing it. Good luck. Remember to check for updates to codes and standards. Electrical codes and standards are constantly being updated to reflect new technologies and safety concerns. Make sure you are using the latest edition of the NEC and any other relevant codes and standards. You can find information on code updates from the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, and other organizations. When studying the NEC, pay close attention to the tables and figures. The NEC contains many tables and figures that provide important information such as conductor ampacities, conduit fill requirements, and grounding electrode conductor sizes. Make sure you understand how to use these tables and figures correctly. Consider using a code calculator to help you with calculations. There are many code calculators available online and as mobile apps that can help you with calculations such as voltage drop, conductor sizing, and overcurrent protection. These calculators can save you time and reduce the risk of errors. Practice applying the code to real-world scenarios. The best way to learn the NEC is to apply it to real-world scenarios. Try to solve problems that you might encounter in your work as an electrician. This will help you develop a better understanding of the code and how to use it. Attend code update seminars and workshops. Many organizations offer code update seminars and workshops that can help you stay up to date on the latest changes to the NEC and other codes and standards. These seminars and workshops can be a valuable resource for electricians who want to maintain their knowledge and skills. Join a professional organization such as the International Association of Electrical Inspectors, or IE. Professional organizations can provide you with access to resources, training, and networking opportunities that can help you in your career as an electrician. The IE also offers certification programs for electrical inspectors and other professionals. Stay involved in the electrical industry. The electrical industry is constantly evolving, so it is important to stay involved and keep learning. Attend trade shows, read industry publications, and network with other professionals. This will help you stay up to date on the latest trends and technologies. Familiarize yourself with local amendments to the NEC. Many jurisdictions adopt the NEC with local amendments. These amendments may add, delete, or modify requirements in the NEC. It is important to be aware of any local amendments that apply in your area. You can find information on local amendments from your local building department. Understand the relationship between the NEC and other codes and standards. The NEC is not the only code or standard that applies to electrical installations. Other codes and standards, such as the International Building Code, or IBC, and the Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA, may also apply. It is important to understand the relationship between these codes and standards and how they work together. Know the difference between mandatory and advisory rules in the NEC. The NEC contains both mandatory and advisory rules. Mandatory rules are identified by the use of the word shall. Advisory rules are identified by the use of the word should. You must comply with all mandatory rules, but you are not required to comply with advisory rules. However, advisory rules can provide valuable guidance. Be familiar with the NEC enforcement process. The NEC is enforced by local building departments and electrical inspectors. If you violate the NEC, you may be subject to fines, penalties, or other enforcement actions. It is important to be familiar with the NEC enforcement process in your area. Understand the importance of electrical safety. Electrical safety is essential for protecting people and property from electrical hazards. Always follow safe work practices and use appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, when working with electricity. Report any electrical hazards to your supervisor or to the appropriate authorities. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous, but by following the NEC and other safety guidelines, you can reduce the risk of accidents and injuries. Always prioritize safety in all of your electrical work. When calculating conductor ampacity, remember to consider ambient temperature and the number of current carrying conductors in a raceway or cable. These factors can significantly reduce the ampacity of a conductor. Use the correction and adjustment factors in NEC Table 310.15b16 to determine the correct ampacity for your application. When selecting overcurrent protection devices, make sure they are properly rated for the circuit they are protecting. The overcurrent protection device should have an interrupting rating that is sufficient to interrupt the available fault current at the point of installation. Also, the overcurrent protection device should have a time current characteristic that is appropriate for the type of load being protected. When installing wiring, use the correct wiring methods for the application. The NEC specifies different wiring methods for different types of occupancies and environments. Make sure you are using the wiring method that is appropriate for the location. When grounding and bonding electrical systems, follow the requirements in NEC Article 250. Grounding and bonding are essential for electrical safety. Make sure you are using the correct grounding and bonding methods and that all connections are tight and secure. When working with electrical equipment, always de-energize the equipment before working on it. Use a voltage tester to verify that the equipment is de-energized. Lock out and tag out the equipment to prevent it from being accidentally energized. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, or PPE, such as gloves, safety glasses, and insulated tools. Never work on energized electrical equipment unless you are qualified to do so and you have taken all necessary safety precautions. When inspecting electrical installations, look for any code violations. Code violations can create electrical hazards. If you find any code violations, report them to the appropriate authorities. Educate yourself about electrical safety. Electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. Learn about the hazards of electricity and how to prevent electrical accidents. Share your knowledge with others. By working together, we can make the electrical industry safer for everyone. The DC Masters exam will test your knowledge and ability to apply the NEC. The more familiar you are with the code, the better your chances of passing the exam. Dedicate time to studying the code and practicing applying it to real-world scenarios. There are many resources available to help you prepare for the exam. Take advantage of these resources to increase your chances of success. Remember to stay calm and focused during the exam. Do not let anxiety get the best of you. Take your time and answer each question carefully. By following these tips, you can increase your chances of passing the DC Masters exam.